These are the most unbelievable last lap overtakes in F1 history. Buckle up, because you're about to witness the most thrilling moments in racing. Starting off with a bang, let's take you back to the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix. This race was nothing short of a miracle. Jenson Button, starting P7, faced incident after incident, including a collision with his own teammate, Lewis Hamilton. By lap 37, he was dead last. But Button didn't give up. He fought his way through the pack, and on the final lap, with just one corner to go, he seized his opportunity. Sebastian Vettel, under immense pressure, made a mistake, and Button pounced, overtaking him to clinch an unbelievable victory from last place. From last to first, Button showed us why you should never give up in this sport. Next up, we have the 2005 Japanese Grand Prix, where Kimi Räikkönen pulled off one of the greatest comebacks ever. Starting from P17, Räikkönen had an uphill battle right from the start. The Suzuka circuit is known for its challenging layout, and many thought it would be impossible for Kimi to make a significant impact from such a low starting position. But Kimi was determined to prove everyone wrong. With a masterful display of skill and perseverance, he began to slice through the field, overtaking car after car with precision and aggression. As the race progressed, Räikkönen's relentless drive saw him climbing up the positions. By mid-race, he had already broken into the top 10, and the crowd could feel that something special was happening. Every overtake was more daring than the last, each maneuver a testament to Kimi's exceptional talent behind the wheel. With only a few laps remaining, Räikkönen found himself in second place, chasing down Giancarlo Fisichella, who was leading the race. The tension was palpable as Kimi closed the gap, lap by lap, inching closer to the leader. On the final lap, the moment of truth arrived. Heading into turn 1, Räikkönen made a bold move on the outside, risking everything. Fisichella tried to defend, but Kimi's commitment and speed were unmatched. In an incredible display of bravery and skill, Räikkönen overtook Fisichella on the very last lap, securing a spectacular victory that seemed almost impossible at the start of the race. The crowd erupted in cheers as Kimi crossed the finish line, having completed one of the most remarkable comebacks in F1 history. Kimi's fearless drive that day remains etched in F1 history as one of the most audacious last-lap overtakes, a moment that showcased the true essence of racing, never giving up, no matter the odds. Let's not forget the 2016 Austrian Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg's rivalry reached its peak. Throughout the season, the tension between the two Mercedes teammates had been building. Both were vying for the championship, and every race seemed to escalate their rivalry further. The Austrian Grand Prix was no different, and it set the stage for one of the most dramatic final laps in recent memory. From the start, it was clear that this race would be a fierce battle between Hamilton and Rosberg. They exchanged positions multiple times throughout the race, each driver pushing their car to the limit. As the laps ticked down, the intensity only grew. By the final lap, Rosberg was in the lead, but Hamilton was right on his tail, determined to snatch victory from his teammate. Heading into turn 2, Hamilton saw his chance. He made a daring move around the outside, a risky maneuver that required perfect timing and immense skill. Rosberg, desperate to maintain his lead, defended aggressively, but in doing so, they collided. The impact damaged Rosberg's car, leaving him struggling to control it. Hamilton, with his car still intact, took full advantage of the situation. He surged ahead, leaving Rosberg trailing with a broken front wing. The crowd watched in disbelief as the drama unfolded. Rosberg, who had seemed destined to win, was now limping towards the finish line, while Hamilton sped away to claim the victory. The fallout from this incident was immediate and intense. The Mercedes team, already on edge due to the ongoing rivalry, was furious. The collision not only cost them valuable points, but also highlighted the growing divide between their two-star drivers. Team orders and internal investigations followed, but the damage was done. The rivalry had reached a boiling point. That move by Hamilton not only won him the race, but also cemented his reputation as a driver who could seize opportunities in the most dramatic fashion. It was a moment that showcased the cutthroat nature of F1, where even teammates could become fierce adversaries in the quest for glory. This last lap overtake remains one of the most talked about moments in recent F1 history, illustrating the high stakes and intense emotions that define the sport. Now let's go back to the 1991 Brazilian Grand Prix, where Ayrton Senna showed why he's considered one of the greatest drivers in F1 history. The atmosphere was electric as the race began in Senna's home country of Brazil. Starting from pole position, Senna had the hopes of an entire nation resting on his shoulders. The crowd was roaring with excitement, eager to see their hero triumph on home soil. Senna made a perfect start, sprinting away from the pack and building a solid lead in the early stages of the race. But as the race progressed, Senna's McLaren began to develop a gearbox problem. First, he lost fourth gear, then fifth, and eventually he was left with only sixth gear. Driving with a severely compromised car, Senna was forced to use incredible skill and tenacity to maintain his lead. His determination to win was palpable, and the Brazilian fans were on the edge of their seats, willing him to succeed. By lap 60, Senna's lead was under serious threat. Nigel Mansell in his Williams was closing in rapidly. Mansell's car was in perfect condition, and he was driving aggressively, hoping to capitalize on Senna's mechanical issues. The gap between them shrank with each passing lap, and it seemed inevitable that Mansell would overtake Senna. As the final lap began, the tension reached its peak. Senna was driving with every ounce of his ability, wrestling his car through each corner, while Mansell was right behind him, ready to pounce. The Brazilian crowd was deafening, cheering their hero on, praying for a miracle. And a miracle is exactly what they got. Despite being stuck in sixth gear, Senna managed to fend off Mansell's relentless attacks. In an extraordinary display of defensive driving, he kept his car on the racing line, blocking every attempt Mansell made to overtake. The two cars were almost side by side as they approached the final corner, but Senna refused to yield. As they crossed the finish line, Senna held on to his lead by a mere 2.9 seconds. The crowd erupted in jubilation, and Senna, exhausted and in immense pain from the physical effort of controlling his car, could barely lift the Brazilian flag in celebration. He had done it. Against all odds, he had won his home Grand Prix. This victory was more than just a race win. It was a testament to Senna's incredible talent, courage, and determination. He had overcome mechanical failure and immense pressure to deliver a performance that would go down in history. Senna's triumph at the 1991 Brazilian Grand Prix remains one of the most iconic and unbelievable moments in F1, a true display of a champion's spirit. Finally, let's talk about the 2019 Belgian Grand Prix, where Charles Leclerc secured his first ever F1 victory in dramatic fashion. The weekend at Spa-Francorchamps was emotionally charged. Just a day before the race, tragedy struck with the death of Antoine Hubert, a close friend of Leclerc, in a Formula 2 race. The entire paddock was in mourning, and for Leclerc, the loss was deeply personal. Despite the heavy heart, he had a job to do, and he was determined to honor his friend in the best way possible. Leclerc had been in fantastic form all weekend, securing pole position with a blistering lap in qualifying. As the race began, he quickly established himself at the front, showing the same composure and skill that had earned him the top spot. But as the laps ticked by, it became clear that he would face a tough challenge from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton, relentless and experienced, was chasing Leclerc down, closing the gap lap by lap. By the final stages of the race, the tension was unbearable. With only a few laps remaining, Hamilton was right on Leclerc's tail, and it seemed like the young Monegasque's first victory might slip away. Leclerc, however, was resolute. He defended his position with remarkable poise, making no mistakes and keeping Hamilton at bay. The two drivers pushed their cars to the limit, the roar of their engines echoing through the Ardennes forest. On the final lap, with Hamilton less than a second behind, every corner became a test of nerves. As they approached the final chicane, Leclerc held his line perfectly, not giving Hamilton any opportunity to pass. The crowd watched in anticipation as the two cars hurtled toward the finish line. Leclerc crossed the line first, securing his maiden F1 victory. The eruption of cheers from the Ferrari fans was deafening. Leclerc's victory was not just a personal triumph, but also a deeply emotional moment. He dedicated the win to Antoine Hubert, paying tribute to his fallen friend in a heartfelt and poignant manner. The tears in his eyes during the podium ceremony spoke volumes about the mix of joy and sorrow he was feeling. This victory marked the arrival of a new star in Formula One. Leclerc's performance under immense pressure showcased his talent and mental strength, earning him widespread admiration. It was a race that highlighted not just his driving skill, but also his character and resilience. Leclerc's triumph at the 2019 Belgian Grand Prix will be remembered as one of the most emotional and unbelievable moments in recent F1 history, a testament to the enduring spirit of racing and the bonds that unite those who compete at the highest level. These last-lap overtakes are what make F1 the thrilling sport we love. Each moment, a testament to the skill, bravery, and determination of the drivers. From Jenson Button's miraculous win in Canada, Kimi Räikkönen's incredible comeback in Japan, Lewis Hamilton's dramatic clash with Nico Rosberg in Austria, Ayrton Senna's heroic drive in Brazil, to Charles Leclerc's emotional victory in Belgium, These are the moments that define the essence of Formula One. Which of these unbelievable moments is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible F1 stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.